Credit goes to Mandy Don Teefy, and that is my mother. And that is the one person, in this business you get told yes, 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 and yes, you're perfect a lot. And my mom's the one to be there to say, no, you're not. Go take out the trash, go clean your room. And it's not because she's trying to be rude. She knows that. She wants to keep me this way. So it's definitely just I have to do chores, I do school, and my mom takes me home a lot. And she says, Selena, the moment you get that way, I'm dragging you by your hair back to Texas. And she says it because she loves me, and I appreciate that.
Selena Gomez's story has often been described as a quiet storm, one that unfolded behind red carpets, hit songs, and millions of flashing cameras. Yet those closest to her always knew there was far more beneath the surface than what fans saw online. As she reportedly grew up in a world that was anything but glamorous, raised by a teenage mother who had her at just 16, struggling to make ends meet while trying to build a future from almost nothing. And according to accounts shared over the years, Selena remembered feeling the weight of those early hardships, especially after her parents divorced when she was only 5, leaving her with a deep sense of confusion and frustration, as she admitted that she never understood why her family could not stay together and often wondered if things would ever get better, while her mother worked tirelessly to provide stability, becoming both her inspiration and her anchor during the most uncertain times. And despite growing up shy and insecure, rarely having friends in school and often sitting quietly in the back of the classroom, she found strength in watching her mother chase opportunities, which eventually led them from Texas to Los Angeles in search of a dream that at the time felt impossibly far away. Yet everything began to shift when Selena stepped into her first audition, showing a surprising level of confidence for an 11-year-old, proving that even in moments of fear she had a spark that refused to stay hidden. And soon, after she began landing small roles, including a part on Barney and Friends, which slowly opened doors to bigger opportunities like Wizards of Waverly Place and several Disney Channel projects that would eventually make her a household name, transforming her from a quiet girl with self-doubt into a global star performing in front of millions. Though fame brought its own challenges, especially when her personal life became a constant headline, particularly her highly publicized relationship with Justin Bieber, which was described as intense, emotional, and often unstable, as the two reportedly broke up and reconciled multiple times, leaving Selena emotionally drained, while rumors of other brief relationships surfaced, including links to Orlando Bloom, Tommaso Chiabra, Zedd, and Samuel Crost, each chapter adding to the narrative of a young woman searching for stability in the midst of chaos. Yet heartbreak seemed to follow her closely, and she was not afraid to show it, even breaking down during interviews and emotional performances like her 2014 American Music Awards appearance, where she nearly cried on stage while delivering a deeply personal song, as her best friend Taylor Swift was seen in the audience visibly emotional as well, a moment that resonated with fans but also drew criticism from those who mocked her vulnerability, though Selena continued to channel her pain into music, creating songs like The Heart Wants What It Wants and Kill 'Em with Kindness, proving that her struggles were also her source of creative power. And just when it seemed like she might find a fresh start, she began dating The Weeknd in 2017, a relationship that appeared promising but ultimately ended within 10 months, reportedly due to conflicting schedules, though speculation suggested lingering ties to his ex Bella Hadid may have played a role. Yet despite the breakup, Selena showed maturity by maintaining a respectful distance and even publicly supporting his music later on, surprising fans who expected tension. And if you're still following this story, tap subscribe because it only gets more intense, as behind the scenes Selena was dealing with far more serious challenges than romance, including a long battle with lupus, a disease she revealed in 2015 that brought severe complications like arthritis and kidney failure, eventually leading to a life-threatening situation where she needed a transplant. And in what many described as an extraordinary act of friendship, her close friend Francia Raisa volunteered to donate a kidney, a decision that reportedly saved Selena's life, though the surgery was far from simple, as complications arose when an artery flipped, forcing Selena into an emergency 6-hour procedure that pushed her body to its limits, leaving both women in a difficult recovery process where even basic tasks became overwhelming. Yet despite the seriousness of the situation, rumors began circulating that the two friends had drifted apart, with speculation pointing to lifestyle differences, though neither publicly confirmed any fallout, choosing instead to stay silent while the media continued to speculate. And at the same time, Selena's mental health struggles intensified, leading her to seek treatment in 2018, when reports surfaced that she had entered rehab, with many incorrectly linking it to Justin Bieber's engagement to Hailey Baldwin, though those close to her clarified that her struggles were rooted in depression and the trauma of her health battles rather than any single relationship, and through it all she found ways to rebuild, returning to work with renewed purpose, including producing the series 13 Reasons Why, where she reportedly drew from her own experiences to highlight issues like mental health and emotional pain among young people, showing that her journey was not just about survival but also about helping others. And before we go further, make sure to subscribe because what she revealed next surprised everyone, as in 2020 Selena opened up about being diagnosed with bipolar disorder during a conversation on Miley Cyrus's livestream, explaining that understanding her condition helped her regain a sense of control over her emotions, making it less frightening and more manageable, a revelation that added another layer to her story and helped fans better understand the challenges she had been facing for years. And despite everything she endured, she continued to evolve, releasing her album Rare, which included the hit song Lose You to Love Me, widely interpreted as a reflection on her past relationships and personal growth, while also expanding her influence beyond music by launching her beauty brand Rare Beauty, emphasizing inclusivity with a wide range of foundation shades and promoting the idea that makeup should enhance rather than define beauty. And during interviews she spoke candidly about how the media often shaped narratives about her life, saying she felt the need to reclaim her own story after years of being misunderstood, insisting that she was still young and growing, and that no one else had the right to dictate her journey, while also continuing her philanthropic efforts through organizations like UNICEF, traveling to places like Kenya to support communities and highlight global issues, showing that her impact extended far beyond entertainment. And throughout all these chapters there were key people who supported her when she nearly broke down, including her mother who believed in her from the beginning, Taylor Swift who stood by her during emotional moments, Francia Raisa who gave her a second chance at life, and even herself, as she gradually learned to rely on her own strength, proving that sometimes the person who saves you in the end is the one you become. And if this story has moved you so far, subscribe for more because the final takeaway is powerful. As Selena's journey has been described not as a perfect rise to fame but as a series of battles fought quietly behind the scenes, where every setback became part of her resilience, and every challenge shaped the person she is today. A reminder that even those who seem to have everything can face struggles that are deeply human, and that strength is often found in the moments when everything feels like it is falling apart, yet somehow you keep going anyway.